Darts here, and continue on from what I said I was going to do yesterday. Basically, we're looking into BBC's ongoing campaign, if you will, anti-truther campaign, or attacking the truthers. So I showed this TV series called The Conspiracy Files. I think it's actually on repeat now, but actually it was aired. The last episode was aired 2 years ago, so 2016. But that was season. Well, actually, they've got more than one season, so there's probably going to be more of this coming in future. And what makes me think this is the continued stories over and over on BBC News website, like these here. The people who think the government controls the weather, the people who think 9/11 may have been an inside job. See, so they keep going back to that. Okay, so one of these episodes from the Conspiracy Files was on 9/11, which is one that featured Alex Jones. I mean, just look at that right there. Look at that face mask on that supposed victim of 7/7. Now, I got a few videos on 7/7 myself, done and coming again. It doesn't really add up, but save that for another video. Bus diverted to Tavistock Square. It doesn't normally go. Then we have that classic image where it's basically parked next to this explosions expert van, parked right next to the blown up bus. And then we had the BBC TV program where they did like mock terrorist drills. And at the end of the show, they had an interview with this guy, Asian guy, who said that he would blow people up. He'd blow up a bus or whatever. They were on a double-decker bus filming, and he said he'd blow up a bus for Allah or something like that. And I tried to find that program. I want to actually use that program, but I can't actually find it. Could try and find it now, I suppose, real quickly. BBC. No. I mean, they've done many programs that's supposed to be debunking, these conspiracy theorists. BBC, what is it called? Mock terrorist drill. And I do believe that in this TV show they use the same train stations that the 7/7 attack was involved in. BBC TV show, is it Panorama? Oh, TV show. Oh. Nope. See, it's very hard to find. Is this it? That might be it. Aha! Panorama. So basically, they went through like mock terrorist drills.
Behind me here, and all these areas, as I understand, have now been evacuated.
Do you have any indication as to the number of casualties?
None whatsoever.
That is communication, and a thing that concerns.
So this was before 7/7, I believe. You see, it even says on here, the show that predicted 7/7. No, it just showed you they planned it all along, people.
Greatly is how well we would be able to communicate on the deep underground. I know that the British Transport Police have their own system, but so
this
far
is pure
as
mockery, in my
the
opinion.
Police in the city of London, the centre.
I'm pretty sure that guy there. Well, we're going to him in the future. Could do a whole video on that guy on his own.
Staff to spend time.
Right, I want to see the Muslim guy at the end, or Asian guy, saying that he'd blow up a bus.
It's down to the hard work of all the individuals in the emergency services in the hospitals throughout London. They're educators and prepare. There's no room for excuses. We have, of course, been warned.
Yeah, it's one of several programs. The one where the guy says he's going to he'd be happy to go blow up a bus for Allah may have been a different program. But I do remember this one where they went through the same, basically terrorist attack on the tube trains, but I'll have to go through that one in a future video. Let's focus on these news stories from the BBC News website. This one's the latest one. Lawmaker sorry for spreading anti-Semitic weather conspiracy. It's another thing mocking chemtrails. A local lawmaker in Washington DC has apologised for sharing a video based on a conspiracy theory that Jewish financiers control the weather. Councilman Tylen White posted a video of snow flares on Friday, warned of climate manipulation. He blamed the Rothschilds, a famous Jewish business dynasty, who are a target of anti-Semitic conspiracies. Yeah. Mr. White apologised. Mr. White. Oh dear, just pure mockery. Mr. White apologised for his comments on social media, and he said, did not intend to be anti-Semitic. Yeah, okay. I really do apologise, he said on Twitter. I work very closely with the Jewish community, and don't want to offend anyone, especially the anti-Semitic remarks. I will just say quickly that the evidence that Jews are involved in Freemasonry and they set Freemasonry up, or Jews are involved in the Catholic Church and so on the symbolism and everything. Basically, it's not all the Jews. So if you're saying, oh yeah, Jews this, Jews that, it's not all of the Jews, the whole entire Jewish people. It's a very small amount of them at the top that do all these sort of things. But more on that in the future video, perhaps. So we're linking the story about the chemtrails. YouTube would use Wikipedia to combat conspiracy theories. So look at that one. It's just like a never-ending stream of like BBC's just going full out on it. A lot of these stories as well are on BBC Trending. So you'll find this being made into TV programmes. The future conspiracy files, perhaps. YouTube will use Wikipedia to combat conspiracy theories. YouTube is planning to share text from Wikipedia articles alongside controversial videos in order to provide additional information. The feature, called Information Queue, is intended to give viewers the chance to assess different viewpoints regarding the video they are watching. YouTube says it's an attempt to reduce hoaxes and conspiracy theories on its platform. Yeah, okay. Tell me why the bus was diverted from Tavistock Square to somewhere it doesn't normally go, and then when it supposedly blows up, the photos shown on BBC show a demolitions expert van parked next to it. Why is that then? Yeah, shouldn't question that, no. Why is it in the Westminster attack, whatever happened there, you got people being wheeled away from the ambulances into a back alley area, and then where are they going away from the ambulances for? We got people with flipping tourniquets. Everyone knows you don't use a flipping tourniquet. Yeah, anyway, ridiculous. Warjoka Key, I can't even say that, chief executive of YouTube, said information queues would first roll out to suggest subjects that have conspiracy theories related to them, such as moon landings. Oh, really? Come on now. Buzz Aldrin see-through in the damn footage, people. They didn't even give you the proper footage. You know what happened to the NASA footage, supposedly? They wrote over it. They lost it. Oh, you lost the footage. And then Dom Ped it. Oh, we used to have that technology, but we don't have it anymore. Yeah, okay. Right. Whatever. People can still watch the videos, but then they actually have access to additional information and can click off and go and see that. Oh, great. So you can go and see some mainstream, tell us exactly what it is. So, Building 7, nothing suspicious about that. Yeah, it looks a little bit like a controlled demolition, but it was actually this. And, you're stupid to think anything other than what we tell you, which is absolute truth. No differing opinion. Oh, wow. Stop ranting. Although YouTube is known for its music, gaming and vlogging videos, pretty much it dominates like 90% of YouTube, Google and company say it's addressing criticism around its news and science content is top priority. I bet it is. Ryan Mack's got the idea. Also, does YouTube know that anyone can edit Wikipedia? Someone should tell them. Yeah. Yeah, annoying. Let's go back to that government controls the weather story. This is on BBC Trending. I don't know whether it actually is trending or they just put it on trending to make people think it's trending when it's not trending. Those white lines in the sky trailing behind jet planes are puffy plumes of water vapour, but online some have twisted them into evidence of a secret plot to control weather or poison the environment. You don't need to poison the environment with chemtrails. You're doing a good enough job with plastic. More videos coming on that soon. Yeah. Apparently fish have been found in China full of microbeads from those micro-exfoliating soaps like Dove soap or shower gel with exfoliating beads in them made out of plastic. And fish and other creatures are eating those and they're getting cooked up and people are getting poisoned in China and so on where they're eating this fish that's full of plastic basically. Oh yeah, and we just had recently a new story, was it yesterday or the day before yesterday, saying that plastic is leaching into our water bottles from the plastic water bottles. Plastic bottled water, the plastic is leaching in and we're drinking it. Tasty. Sinej Masha doesn't like the term conspiracy theory. When I use it on a phone call, arrange an interview, she tells me that was invented by the CIA to just credit those who question the government. But as founder of Bye Bye Blue Sky, a group established in the way, just be aware though that some of these people that set up these groups may actually just kind of be like shield networks. Like the guy who was running the campaign about 10 years ago, can't remember his name, but definite Mason shill. Controlled opposition kind of guy, but go into that in future video maybe. Chemtrail conspiracy theories vary in their claims, but some of the most popular include the belief that governments control the weather on a massive scale, that scientists carry out legitimate research about how they counteract climate change through a process called geoengineering, are secretly poisoning us, or even that secret powerful groups are spraying us with chemicals to make us pliant and easy to control. The trails she talks about are those you'd have seen yourself, plumes of white that form behind aircraft. They are simply water vapour raised from the aircraft engines that condenses into ice crystals if the atmospheric conditions are right. Suzanne, wow, I can't read that. Masha isn't correct when she says they're new phenomenon. You can see condensation trails left behind aircraft images from the Battle of Britain during the Second World War. Yes, I've shown those, but in one of my videos. But there definitely is some artificial stuff going on for sure. And I do want to do my own videos where I compare, what is chemtrails and what is comtrails. This here, where you see that double looping effect, that is not natural to me. You have one side of the jet that comes out straight and the other side comes out like a spirally loop and then they kind of blend together and then slowly spread out across the sky like this one behind it. I don't remember seeing that when I was a little kid. Her beliefs don't exactly come from nowhere. Weather modification, or at least attempting it, has a long history. The Lingard Institute of Remaking was established in Soviet Union in 1932. Chinese authorities used cloud seeding to ensure the opening ceremony of the 2008 Olympics wasn't washed out. Geoengineering, deliberately intervention in the Earth's natural systems to counteract climate change, is a newer field of research. They've been doing it for over 10 years. While scientists have talked about it, there's been very little being physically done. Yeah, so they say. Most of the research in the field relies on computer modelling. Professor David Keefe of Harvard University is among the most prominent scientists calling for further research, he told the New York Times. Yeah, I'll just scroll this slowly so you can read it. International survey suggested almost 70% of respondents thought chemtrail conspiracy theories true or partly true. Susan says she first became aware of the subject 6 years ago, about the same time as RFB. Then I was actually on the website. It was very young. It was a very young girl. She wasn't even 10 years old. She talked about the spraying going on in our skies and the fact that she was so sad because she didn't want to go outside. Yep. And I've been investigating this person here. Oh look, it's my name. Stevie. Steves. Yep. Let's read it slowly. Feel free to pause the video. Told you it's going to be a long one. Settle down. Get your cup of tea. Oh, we got 7-7 there, look. It's 2016 study in the Carnegie Institute for Science and the University of California, Irvine, surveyed 77 leading... Why 77? I just spoke about 7-7, didn't I? 7-7 bombings, did I not? Yeah, they love that number, 7-7. That's just not, that's not a coincidence at all. A 2016 study of the Carnegie Institute for Science and University of California, Irvine, surveyed 77. Yep, 77, not 76, not 78, but 77. 7-7. Leading atmospheric scientists and geochemists. All but one, 98.7, reported no evidence of secret large-scale atmospheric spraying. Yeah, of course they're going to admit it, aren't they? Mr. Whatever. They're not going to go against their, they're not going to do anything that's going to get them ridiculed by these, their fellow colleagues. The one scientist who descended... The one scientist who dissented... Can't read that. Recorded unusually high levels of atmospheric barium in a remote area with low levels of barium in the soil. But to get from that one result to the idea that we're being secretly sprayed with chemtrails requires a monumental leap of faith. Our goal is not to sway already convinced that there is a secret large-scale spraying program. We often reject counter-evidence as further proof of their theories, but rather to establish a source of objective science that can inform public discourse, the study's authors wrote. Fascinating, right? Let's quickly go to the next story. People who think that 9/11 may have been an inside job. So still continue this on, considering that this 9/11 one was what? How many years ago was this episode aired? 2011. Flipping heck. Right, go away. Right, you can go away now. People who think that 9/11 may have been an inside job. On September 11, blah, 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 supposedly almost 3,000 people were killed as their aircraft were flown into the World Trade Center. Is it just me, an internet user named David Rockcheck wrote, or did anyone else recognise that it wasn't the airplane impacts that blew up the World Trade Center? I hope other people are actually catching this, but I haven't seen anyone say it yet, so I guess I will. There's no doubt that the planes hit the building and did a lot of damage, but look at the footage. Those buildings were demolished. He continued, to demolish a building you don't need all that much explosive, but it needs to be placed in the correct places. Someone had to have a lot of access to all of both of those towers. Yeah, it blew up faster than freefall speed, people. Something's happened in New York. On the day of the attacks, Matt Chappell was on holiday in Lazarate with his with his wife and 2 young daughters. He followed the news and television in a state of shock. His brother, Gareth, it transpired over the next few agonizing hours, was in the World Trade Center. My mother had just flown out before to join us for a week, he remembers. I recall being on the beach. I think my wife had gone up to one of the restaurants to get some food. Came down saying something's happened in New York. Perfectly natural. He wasn't alone asking questions. A 2016 study from Chapman University in California found more than half of Americans believe the government is concealing information about 9/11 attacks. That's because they are. But more on that in future, perhaps. Just have a look at that quickly. You can see numbers in there. Let me know. I ain't got time to look. Let's just go quickly. I want to go to that BBC program about Freemasons. BBC Two Freemason program. I remember on that other program, on that other video I did on this Freemason expos, where they show everybody into the lodge and tell everybody how wonderful they are, how they use the wrong imagery and deliberately distorted imagery. So I'm very interested to see how they're going to portray these guys, in this TV show. So I'm going to download this, analyze it, look at it. And just tell you basically what they're not telling you, essentially. Yeah, let's play it. Will it play? Yes.
It's an ancient organisation with roots in Scotland we've all heard of, but know almost nothing about.
Oh, don't pause. Oh, you come on. Holding the keys.
On the supper, whether you're a Freemason or not, you're doing the Freemasonic thing. For the first time, we go behind their closed doors to see the hand they played in shaping Scotland and beyond, as we reveal the secrets of the Masons. Monday the 19th of March on BBC Two Scotland.
Oh, damn, it's in Scotland. How am I going to watch it? Interesting, it's only going to be aired in Scotland. That interests me. Very interesting. Only going to be aired in Scotland. Is that right?
If the king thought he could rebuild Scotland, then his workers, the stonemasons, thought they could build something of their own.
Groups got together, almost like a proto-trade union. The stonemasons were a wee bit different in the sense that they were protecting what essentially is trade secrets. Their techniques that they employed in order to build castles and what have you was the secret that they passed from
Taken from Egypt.
generation to generation of stonemasons.
To identify themselves as skilled and proud stonemasons, they developed a greeting that has made them infamous, the Masonic handshake.
The handshakes are a way of identifying one to another, especially when they had to move around Scotland looking for work. If you went to a place where you weren't known, you had to have some kind of proof that you were able to build and work on a construction site.
The period we're dealing with here in Scotland is a time when ritual has largely been taken out of the church. Without ritual, humans find it quite difficult to function. And many people will seek belonging by becoming part of a club, a society. It could be Freemasons.
See, so they obviously, like not all the Masons know the true occultic symbols that they use throughout this whole entire thing that stem from basically Egypt, basically. to go into more detail. Maybe they don't. Some of these don't know about it. Wow, that guy on the left there looks proper creepy. What's that about?
Masonry. It could
What
be
the heck is that?
a club, a society.
What the?
It could be.
What is that on the left there? Wow, that's creepy. Creepy. Hold on a second. Yeah. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Come on, come on. Wow. We zoom in. What is that? So that's just pure mockery right there. Some sort of demon or something sitting there. You want to say that the Freemasons have nothing to do with demons or demonic stuff, and you deliberately show this picture with this, whatever that is. A dead body? A flipping grey? What is that? Seriously. That's just pure mockery.
It could be.
He's trying to taste out though. There's nothing strange, nothing mystical. No, nothing. But you got this dead body here, or something that looks like a flipping grey. Whatever. I don't know what that is.
Masonry. It could be a different club altogether. Different club altogether.
It's probably going to mockery for the idiots. Okay.
Freemason.
33, level of 33 Freemasonry. The 33 is the 33 vertebrae of the human spine and represents the Kundalini, binary serpent, same as in the New Age movement, rising up the spine to the 33, up the 33 vertebrae into the pineal gland and such. Basically through the 7th chakra. Okay, you can see that in the Baphomet, in its stomach. You can see the Kundalini in its stomach.
It could be Freemasonry. It could be a different
One last time. Let's have a look at that.
club, a society. It could
What is this? Leave in the comments. What's that? Huh?
be Freemasonry. It could be a different club altogether.
The act of joining the Masons soon involved another notorious ritual.
The rolled up trouser leg, the one that gives us the most trouble. What it means is that your skin touches the lodge, if you like. So there's a physical contact between you and the lodge. And this is a bond that should never be broken. So it's just a very old and peculiar way of emphasizing the fact that you have entered an organization that you're never going to renege on.
Because they'll kill you. Or shame you. Yeah, it's quite well known
If the
that
king thought he could rebuild Scotland,
wow, I'm going to have
then his workers, the stonemasons,
It's only been broadcast in Scotland, so I might have a bit of an issue trying to get that downloaded. Very interesting. Very interesting indeed. But let's just quickly go back to this. We'll end the video on this. This guy is trying to make it sound like it's a wonderful thing that has nothing to do with demons or something dark or seeded. But can you tell me what this is, please? Leave in the comments. We'll end on this thing here. Where is it? This thing here, right? The demon. Whatever that is. Ah, wow. Like, comment, subscribe.